To create a line chart into a Power BI canvas, just go to visualizations pane and click on this line chart. The second row and first chart, that is line chart. It will give you a raw chart frame over here. To populate this visual, we just need to drag or select these among any of these fields from this query and drag it to x-axis or y-axis or any of these fields. So we used to create line chart to show the trend over the period of time or the hierarchy of that particular time, right? Hierarchy means the format like bigger one to smaller one, right? As for an example, in date we used to have dd right? So the biggest one is year, right? Then month, then date, right? So for that particular group of 3 or 4 months, we used to have quarters. Different companies and different areas used to have different formats of those quarters, but the standard is three months have one quarter. Just for example, January to March, one quarter, then April, May, June, one quarter. So the bigger one is year, then quarter, then month, and then day. This is particularly called the as date hierarchy. So to show the trend of any particular value for a period of time, then we have to use the line chart, right? For example, I am using this as the date hierarchy here as year, right? And I have to use the sales. Now, as we have only 2 years of data, 2013 and 14. So this graph shows in 2013 and 14 the sales has grown up exponentially, right? Or linearly, right? In this format, linear format, right? So this is the trend over time from 2013 to 14. You can also keep it more precise by adding the quarter into it, right? So we will have a more specific format here. So the trend will be the quarter 3 2013, then quarter 4, then 2014. So this graph is showing all those quarters and years that has some data, specified data into it, right? Now if I like we can also show two y-axis over here, just like we have sales here. We can also add profit here into the same y-axis, right? This way. So it's light blue color is for sales, dark blue color is for profit. Or else we can do one thing also, we have secondary y-axis option also in this particular line chart. So we can also put this profit to secondary y-axis also. So this secondary y-axis will create one more axis at the right hand side of this chart, and this will also create one more line. So in both the cases we will have two lines, one for sales and one for profit, right? So we can also more specify this line chart by adding month into it, right? So it will have month also. We can drill it down or drill it up, right? So drill up means the higher level of hierarchy, moving to the higher level of hierarchy, right? For just years, if I drill it down using this two arrows button, that will keep me to the next level of hierarchy, that is for quarters, quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4. This will be showing the uh, total sales of both the years, right? For quarter 1 for both the years, then quarter 2 of both the years, then quarter 3 of both the years. Then next level hierarchy will come to the months, for January month of both the years, then February month of both the years, correct? This way we are going into this particular chart. Then again we have only the month, till month, right? So we can do formatting of this chart. We will go to the, we can say, the format your visual pane inside the visualizations pane. If we go inside it, we will have all the options of these. So for x-axis we have formatting options for the text. We can make it more bold and increase the size. We can change the color of these text. We can increase the minimum or maximum height of these, right? We can decrease it. We can concat the labels here, that is not it working here. So if we go to title, we can change the title here, right? We can show the title style here. We can change the font family. So the best practice is to keep all the font families into a Power BI report same, right? We can also increase the font family here, change the color, right? You can make it italic or underlined. You can go to the layout and you can increase the category width of it, or you can decrease it. For y-axis the same, you can go to the logarithmic scale, right? You can invert the range. That will, the smaller one will go to the top and a bigger one will come to the end. That way you can turn it off to make it the smaller one to down below and the bigger one to the top. If you go to values, you can change the font size, font family again. You can increase the size, you can change the color, display unit. So Power BI has that auto functionality to keep the units automatically. You can change it like to thousands, or you can make it millions manually, and also you can keep it to auto. You can change the decimal places also, right? You can switch the axis position from left to right, right? If you turn it off, then the original position it will take. You can change the title of it, let's say sales, correct? You can keep the style to title only, unit only, or you can keep it to show both. Again, you can change the font size and font family. You can change the color, and if you click reset to default, then this formatting will set to default that Power BI has set originally. If you go to secondary y-axis, the same formatting options you can apply to the secondary y-axis, right? Display unit to auto, you can change the color, decimal places you can change, right? Same way. Then you can go to the title to make it to change it, right? You can set the style to title only, unit only, or show both. Again, change the font size and font family. You can change the color. Then you can go to legends, these legends. So you can change the position of it, let's say center, top center, right? You can change the markers or these styles, that is circle. You can change it marker circle default. Then you can change the marker one. You can change to the line, or you can change line and marker. You can change these particular styles over here, match line color, or you can just keep it on. You can change the font formatting for this text as well by changing the font color, sorry, font family and font size. You can change the color also. You can give it the title here, right? You can go to grid lines and you will see a basic horizontal grid lines that are very uh, low colored. You can give some darker color here, and you can increase the width so to make it more clearly visible. So these grid lines help to analyze or read your graph more easily, but sometimes the lines are destructive also. So to make sure to keep it simpler and lighter, so that it won't distract the readability of the chart, right? Now if you turn on zoom slider, then for you can make it zoom slider for x-axis, sorry, for the y-axis. You can turn it off. For secondary y-axis, you can turn it off also. You can turn on the slider labels off, slider tooltip also you can turn on, correct? This way. Now if you go to lines, these particular lines, then you can do the changes for all the lines we have, or you can specify any one particular one, right? For all I am doing, the line style is solid. We can change it to dashed, we can change it to dotted, or we can change it to custom, right? To keep it solid. uh, Joint type is round, you can just use it filter. right? This way, very sharp corners, you can keep it bevel, right? So joint eye will be different over here. You can increase the width of these lines, or you can also decrease it. These are interpolation, you can keep it smooth. So these curvy lines will be there, you can keep it a step, so some kind of stair like structure will come up, right? So keeping it to linear one, you can change the color of it, correct? Let's say this dark blue color, so it has been changed for sum of sales. You can also choose any specific one. Let's say profit I am choosing. You can change the color of profit. Let's say this pink color we can choose, right? This way we can change the shade area. If you turn on, then this particular shade area is coming up. So if you include the shade area of any of the chart, a line chart below, then this will become the area chart. So this is only the difference between the area chart and the line chart. So there will be a shaded portion under it, so that will be the uh, area chart, right? You can change the colors here of it. If I turn it off, then it will become the line chart here. The markers will be like show for all series. These are the markers that are coming up as dots, correct? You can change it to, let's say, this triangle, or you can change it to, let's say, this cross, right? So I personally prefer this round one, correct? You can change the size of this marker. You can change the color of this marker. Let's say I am changing it to orange, right? So this orange color has been changed. You can give it a border. You can also turn on the data labels. This way the data labels will come up, right? But if you hover over it, automatically the data labels are coming up, so I don't prefer to keep it on. But if it is required, then you can turn it on as well, right? So you can turn on the title here as well. If you it is on, then the you can just change the, or you can update the formatting here, display unit and all. If you go to values, then you can change the uh, font size, font family, color, display unit, let's say thousands, correct? You can change the decimal places. If you go to details, background color, then there will be a background here. You can change the background color here, and also increase or decrease the transparency, correct? The layout, single layout, or you can give a multi layout for these labels. Leader lines, keep it off. If you go to series labels, if you turn it on, then this kind of series labels will be coming up. So these are of lesser use. Basically, plot area background, you can just keep any image as the plot area background here, right? Click on reset to default to keep it hide. If you go to general formattings, then these are the general formattings that we have. So here we can give the size and position. Size includes height and width of it. Position includes the horizontal and vertical position. So height and width we can change, let's say 500 height, and width we can keep it 1200, right? You can change the position, let's say 40 from above side, and from top it's 50. It's changed. Then we can give the padding. Padding means the space between the border and the this title. So let's say 20 pixels from the top, or 5 pixels from the top. We can just give the change the title here, sales and profit. You can change the font size, font family, right? You can change the background color and text color over here, title color. You can go to subtitles. You can turn it on to give the subtitles and change the formatting of that. You can also give the divider here and keep the color changing the width, right? Spacing also you can change. The effects will include the background color of this particular chart, let's say this color, and I can also increase the transparency. Visual border can also be turned on and changing the color of this visual, right? You can also change, keep the corners rounded and increase the width of this chart. You can also give the shadow here. You can change the color of this shadow and keep the position changing. Let's say I'm keeping it as center. And the data format, again, the very important formatting to keep the data, to show the data into this chart. So ideally the profit should be in currency, and this currency should be like in decimal places, it should be 2, right? Also the sum also should be in currency format, and the number of decimal places should also be 2 ideally, right? The year, quarter and month, let's say month should also should be in text. So here this month is in text. The year, here year is in like should be in whole number. So here year will be in the whole number format without decimals. Now header icons, these are the header icons. So if you keep it off, then they will not be visible in Power BI service. But if you keep it on, then they will be visible in Power BI service. But by default, the Power BI desktop will show these header icons every time. You can change the background color here. You can change the border here. The icon color also we can change. We can increase the transparency. Icons, you can toggle the on and off the icons to keep them or to remove them. Tooltip, you can change the color of the tooltip and the formatting options here, or you can change the background color of this tooltip, correct? So this way you can format your line chart.